everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams who need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Manning's Giants going up against Wilson's Seahawks. And with that, we'll send you up to the Pacific Northwest and CenturyLink Field in Seattle, home of the 12s. As we'll welcome in our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks. They come out here in the eye. A first carry now for Paul Perkins. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. Here we go now with a look at the offensive starters for the New York Football Giants.
And Rashad Jennings, a running back, 7th-round pick when he came out. People tended to overlook him a little bit. But the last half of 2015, when he got the ball full-time, he showed his wares. Over 800 yards, he definitely has a 1,000-yard season in his future.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Manning to throw on second down. And here the hook up good to Victor Cruz. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
There's Perkins on first down. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
When Bobby Wagner's career is said and done, people are going to look back and say he was an absolute steal in the NFL draft. A Pro Bowl player for any team.
Manning to throw on second down. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or two shy of the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it. Paul Perkins didn't have the same success against Green Bay they had against Washington. The final game of the regular season went from over 100 yards against them to 30 against Green Bay. But I think he's got a bright future with the Giants. I liked him coming out of UCLA.
Yeah, it was just a young rookie. His 100-yard game, though, in Week 17 for the Giants, their lone 100-yard rushing game of the season. They
started to look at him about mid-season as possibly the lead runner, and he ended up taking over that job. Let's see if he can hold it for 2017.
And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run. They'll try to pick it up with Perkins. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive. They're going to run for it. It's Perkins. He needed a couple, but he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on first down. And a grab made by Doug Baldwin.
I think the Seattle Seahawks look nothing more than prior to any game if someone questions Doug Baldwin and his skills. Because
that chip on his shoulder.
Chip. You're talking about Boulder, all right? And that's what fuels him. Remember, undrafted out of Stanford, has worked his way into being one of the top receivers in the league. And I don't think he wears that number 89 by accident. It reminds me a lot of Steve Smith in attitude and now in playmaking ability.
And 104 yards and a touchdown in that wild card game to prove it. And this offense often hinges on one of the best tight ends in the league, and that's Jimmy Graham.
I think he made up for lost time when he got to the NFL because in college, he was mainly a basketball player, a defender who couldn't score. Now he's flipped it around in the NFL.
Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Cole Richardson, 59 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Perkins on the give from Manning. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. 3-4 defense, usually here you'll see the linebackers come up, make those plays, but the nose tackle also vital.
That was so vital because what you just pointed out, normally he eats up blockers that allows the linebackers to get to the ball carrier. In this case, he did his job and then some, and there was no gain at all for the runner. In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Throwing on 1st down is Manning. And this will be incomplete. Will tie the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. They'll send Beckham alone to the left side. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Manning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cliff Averill. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. On 3rd and long, it's Manning trying to lay one up deep. And he's got his man. Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Beckham, 41 yards. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. On the return, the old reliable Devin Hester, the veteran. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by the longtime Bengal, Leon Hall. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. So after the INT, it's Manning. Over the middle to Beckham. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. For Beckham against the Packers. Targeted 11 times, wound up with just 4 catches for 28 yards. And if those are going to be his numbers, well, their playoff chances are going to go sailing away like they did.
Well, they never hoisted the white flag and gave up in the game. I mean, they tried hard. The whole team tried hard. Just didn't happen early for them. Made it very difficult in trying to come back.
Manning going to give it to Perkins. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with the football here as we begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a third down here. And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on second down. Throwing is Manning on third down. And this is going to be incomplete.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys. Because the offense guys are always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
Now it's Gold after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And some room to work. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and boy, he's been good. Now it's Wilson going to Rawls on the dump-off. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Thomas Rawls, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Manning to throw on 2nd down. He's going to air one out. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Victor Cruz, 71 yards. And the Giants are once again going to retake the lead. Now Gold for the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Muscles him off. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time. A drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup.
Wilson hit, it's loose, it's out, fumble, and the Giants have it, it's picked up, and a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. Now out come the Giants. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defender's going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. So the D-line's going to spread out. Snap comes at 1. Manning looking deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there. And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They come out here in the eye. Shift together here from the D-line. Now Manning. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Cliff Averill in there to drop it for his second sack now here tonight. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he'd been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary. A nickel look. Looking for Cruz, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl cornerback, Richard Sherman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here?
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't give many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And he is down deep into Giant territory. So a minute 55 to go in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. So the offense has it 1st and 10. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Thomas rolls with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. Well, that's the Kickstarter right there. Eli Manning finding his guy, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, it's a deadly combination, isn't it?
It really is, but what really makes it work is just how unflappable Eli is with his demeanor, able to maintain his calm and his poise, because we know OBJ, he can run pretty hot and get excited out there.
Sometimes just one-handed grabs for him.
It doesn't matter what it is. Just throw it up there. He'll go get it.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. That incompletion allows me to get this stat in. You ready? Playoff stat. Home teams were 0-4 in the wild card games last year. This time, they rolled, winning all 4 games by 13, 18, 20, and 25 points. That's 76 combined.
I love your math. How about that? Now, the teams that got beat, they don't like the math so much. But how about how that shapes up the divisional round matchups now? We've got some big-time games coming up in the NFL.
Top 4 seeds on each side. Going to be fun. Back to the air on second down. It's Manning. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
I know they don't like to hear it when they get to a certain age, but then you have to start to use your skills, your wiles, right? Your mind to beat guys to the football. And getting your toes tapped in bounds definitely qualifies as that, doesn't it?
The veteran showing he still has the agility. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And 3 full yards here for the offense to get on third down. They'll send Beckham alone to the left side. Manning going to try and throw on third down. And now the ball comes out. Manning lost it. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And they're going to try for the 4th down conversion. Manning and the offense staying put. They do go for it. It's Manning. Looking for Cruz, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Shedd. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
Let's see if they dial it up this drive. Second down here after the incomplete pass. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? And Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
This will be caught inside the 10. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Wilson will throw again. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Doug Baldwin as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded at the goal line. And New York set to take the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got time. And this will be caught at the 30. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jermaine Kearse, 59 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Manning. And he's hit and taken down. Eli sacked. Cliff Averill in there again. My goodness, that is now his 4th sack tonight. On second down, here's Manning. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Manning now to throw. Going up top. And got his man. Complete. They chalked that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Throwing on 1st down is Manning. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And they're going to speed things up here. And the Giants' all-time leader in passing yards and completions and touchdowns. Just another connection.
No doubt about it. That's the Eli Manning we know. Pushing the ball downfield and with proficiency.
They get 17 down to the 17, and it's a 1st down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
They come out here in the eye. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Manning again here on 2nd and 10. That is caught at the 7-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. Second down now after the incompletion. Again, they'll throw with Manning. And now the ball comes out. Manning lost it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust. And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They stay on the ground, rolls again, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game. Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Offense still needing 10 yards, second down. Wilson going to give to Rawls. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
On third down, Wilson escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up fourth. Here's John Ryan now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And the Giants ready to come out now. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam. They come up in an offset eye. Play clock winding down. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal. Gun. Here's Wilson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Luke Wilson, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown. And he puts it through. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
Caught left side, it's Beckham. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. It's his target, the tight end, Will Tye. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
From midfield, here's Manning. And, oh, he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. Mike Morgan in there to drop him the 7th time tonight. He's gone down. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on 3rd down after that sack. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Big sack on 2nd down. Now the offense needs to convert here on 3rd. On 3rd and long, it's Manning. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session, but coach, I was throwing it to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. They'll send Beckham alone to the left side. Now Manning, got to have this one. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. First down, this is Rawls. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
They go again with Rawls. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Olivier Vernon brings him down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They run with a power back. Rawls. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 here. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Throwing is Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Manning. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. A dump off to the flat for Perkins. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. They'll send Beckham alone to the left side. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. It's caught. Shepard. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 19 yards there on the pickup. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. And quickly they get to the line. Throwing is Manning. This is Shepard on the catch. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, and now the ball comes out. Manning lost it. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word against symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it. Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it, or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Manning again here on 2nd and 10. He's got time in the pocket. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit?
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Kelvin Shepard able to get him for a loss of about 3. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Big jumbo! Big jumbo!
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Kelvin Shepard in there to get him for a loss of 5.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Yeah, this one's going toward the sideline. They'll try to play keep away from Beckham. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They come out here in the eye. Now Manning throwing on 2nd down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here's Manning on third down. He's got time. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Now Manning, got to have this one. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They'll try to run with Rawls. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
Yeah, a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. On third and goal, Wilson. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jimmy Graham from 8 yards out. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. Here's Hauschka for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And now out come the Giants. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching.
And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points. Continue.